Hi, Captain Steve for BoatTEST.com, and today I am on the Brabus Shadow 900 ST Suntop. Now, first we need to clarify what it means by being a Brabus edition. Axopar makes the hull and the deck, and then they ship it to Brabus Marine, and they add a whole boatload of upgrades. Let's go over some of them. It starts with the beautiful upholstery, and it's logoed, the powder-coated rails, and the logoed cleats. All of the decking, it's a rubberized non-skid and custom made. The Brabus custom steering wheel, it's logoed in the center, controls on the side for the boat trim, bow thrusters, and all of the stereo controls. And notice when we turn the wheel, all of that stays stationary. The glass dash that includes two Simrad 12-inch displays. To the left on the door leading down below, two more Simrad displays, 9-inch this time. More carbon fiber along the whole dash. The Brabus footrest. A lot of upgrades in the cabin, starting with the threshold lighted. Now let's get into the rest of the features of the boat itself. And since we're in the cabin, we'll just continue with this. Seating all around, room for two to sleep comfortably. If I move this pillow, lift the cushion. A ceramic electric flush toilet underneath. Leather is just everywhere, all upholstery everywhere, and leather pillows seen throughout. 42-inch TV. Oh, and let's not forget the color-matched vessel sink with a mirror just above. 5-foot average headroom. There's a skylight 1, 2, 3 times. Now, not only can we access the cabin from this door right next to the helm console, but there are also 1, 2 gull wing doors. So now as I come out of the cabin area, 27-inch high bulwarks topping out at 32 over the rails. There's an 8-inch step bringing us up to the forepeak. 14-inch wide side decks, double wide lounge up in front, and then a cushion fully forward. Notice how the rails come up to add a little bit more protection to this forward cushion. Nice touch there. If I lift up this hatch, underneath there's an electric windlass, all chain rode, and the windlass control is right alongside. And how's this for fit and finish? Two big stainless steel hinges, a gas support strut, and the whole hatch is finished on the underside as well. There's storage underneath the lounge seat, and look at to the sides, flip up fender clips. As I make my way back, if I close the gull wing door, notice the latch is just behind, and in the center of the bulwarks, there's a step leading up to a non-skid pad on the top of the cap rail. I like the comfortable height to the grab rail, and alongside the hardtop, there's a channel just along the inside edge that also serves as a grab point. Then there's another step and a non-skid at the cap rail. In the center of the boat, 4 forward-facing seats, 3 aft-facing seats that are rotated around from the forward seats at the helm, all on either side of a table and under the protection of the overhead 6 feet off the deck, and it includes an electrically actuated sunroof. And the table's collapsible if you want to have a little more room to the forward-facing seats. In the deck, 2 self-draining wet storage compartments. And I like to both sides of the forward seating, refrigerated drawers. Now the seats at the stern can be positioned 2 ways. This way when they're in the stowed position so that we can tilt the engines fully out of the water, or turn them around and flip the seat down, and now we have forward-facing seats. And notice how it provides us a little bit more room to the deck area. In the deck itself, 1 large storage compartment. There are storage compartments to both sides. The one to the starboard side has line hangers. The one to the port side, line hangers, a manual bilge pump, and a freshwater shower. And now let's tie in all the entertainment together with this outdoor galley that includes a single basin sink with a flip-up faucet. Take a look at this. A refrigerated compartment with a cold plate and an electric grill. Storage is underneath. Now I know what you're thinking, an electric cold plate, an electric grill, are we going to have miles of shore power cord? No, and we don't have a generator. There's an inverter option that will store underneath these seats. In addition to what we already talked about at the helm, we also have JPO, joystick piloting for outboards, the digital throttle and shift, and Simrad VHF just underneath. Just underneath the center seat, remote battery switches. Now let's go over some of my favorite features on this boat. First of all, has to be the use of space, always with Axopar. They're very clever about how they utilize space. Perfect example are these 3 forward-facing seats that swivel around to face the table. Secondly, look at the footrest right down below here. It's an open space so that we can get into the cabin, but when the cabin's closed off and we want a footrest, we just extend it right across, and there we go. Next is the sunroof. It opens and closes with one push. I don't have to hold the button, and as it's closing automatically, it stops just a little bit short of closed, so we have to again make a positive decision to close it off without pinching any fingers. Next, more thoughtful use of space. When we want to use these gull-wing doors, there are steps leading in and out, and when we're not using the gull-wing doors, just flip it out of the way and you've got more comfort to the bed. Next, look at this, zippers going all the way around so we can enclose this whole deck area. 3-season boating. Ever try pulling into a slip single-handed and you just can't get the bow back and forth so you can reach those pilings? Remote control for the bow thruster. Neat feature. This will also be a remote control for the windlass. And lastly, you need better bridge clearance? This antenna mast, it's collapsible. That'll lower your bridge clearance by 20 inches. The Brabus Shadow 900 ST has a length overall of 38 feet 5 inches, a beam of 11 feet, and a draft of 33 inches. With an empty weight of 9,480 pounds, 38% fuel, and 3 people on board, we had an estimated test weight of 11,933 pounds. While the Shadow 900 is built on the hull of the Axopar 37, this transom is stronger and therefore can hold dual 450 horsepower Mercury racing engines instead of the 37's 350s. When we wound those 450s up to 5,900 RPM, our speed topped out at 63.7 miles per hour. Best cruise was reached at 4,000 RPM and 38.3 miles per hour. It was at that speed that the 27.8 gallon per hour fuel burn translated into 1.4 miles per gallon and a range of 238 statute miles, all while still holding back a 10% reserve of the boat's 192 gallon total fuel capacity. We reached planing speed in 3.4 seconds, and she'll hold the plane on down to 15.5 miles per hour. We accelerated to 20 miles per hour in 5.2 seconds, and 30 came and went in 8.3. This Brabus Shadow 900 is just another example of how a boat is supposed to be done right. Everything about her handling characteristics are exemplary. She comes up on plane at a nearly level attitude, maybe a 4 or 5 degree bow rise, but nothing that obstructs my visibility to the horizon. So I like that point. Twin-stepped hull, she's nice and slippery, gets good speed, but when you put it into a turn, she's glued to the water like she's on rails. She has a nice bank into those turns, so you're not feeling like you're getting thrown over to the side, and where you usually get it to come up on the bank and then it starts to settle in again, that's usually where a boat will grab and throw you to one side. It doesn't happen with this one. It just comes up, settles, and continues right on through like she's on rails. I don't know how they do it, but they do. I'm really disappointed that we don't have a named storm to put this boat through, because these things just handle unbelievably in rough conditions, and all you have to do is look at one of my past tests of an Axopar to see that that's a true story. But here, all I could do is the swells that we have, crossing a few wakes, no pounding, even at full speed. She just takes everything so nicely. It's just such a thrill to drive these boats, like nothing else I've driven. Aside from my personal favorites, there's an awful lot to like about this boat, most notably the handling characteristics that I find with every Axopar. But frankly, taking a great boat like an Axopar and matching it with Brabus Marine not only makes it a home run, it hits it out of the park. And that's my full features inspection and performance evaluation. For BoatTEST.com, I'm Captain Steve. We'll see you on the water.